When building a home theater system, choosing the right subwoofer may change the entire experience.
The debate between sealed and ported subwoofers has been going on for decades. Well, is there really much of a difference?
Let's do this. Welcome to today's episode, everyone. Well, Ralph, we have a really exciting episode for our viewers out there. And for those of you that are returning, thanks again for coming back. And if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you subscribe. It really helps support the channel. If you don't, that's okay. Make sure you at least drop a like if you like this video. But anyway, Ralph, we have a long-standing debate that's been going on in the hi-fi home theater community for decades. Which one is better? A sealed subwoofer or a ported subwoofer? And what's kind of nice is we actually have two very similar subwoofers that we're going to highlight throughout this video. So we have the SVS PB-1000 and the SVS SB-1000.
Yep.
And Ralph, even though they look different on the outside, there's a lot of similarities.
Absolutely. The similarities is that they both have a 12-inch driver. They both run a 300-watt amplification. Now, there's a difference between ported, right? That's going to give you a different experience than a sealed. And this is the reason why we're having this debate, bro. This is what it's all about. Why are we choosing between the two, if not both?
Exactly, and that's what we're going to try to do throughout this video. So we're going to give you a listening demo. I know there's not going to be a whole lot that you'll be able to provide because of the YouTube compression, but we'll at least give you some visual and some audio representation between the two subwoofers, and then we're going to actually explain what's going on, since you're not going to get the same experience that we're going to have. And then outside of that, then we're going to get into which of the two types would be more ideal in your situation. So ultimately, at the end of this video, we'll hope that you would have got enough information to help you make a decision of which one you should go with.
Well, okay, bro, that's pretty cool. Why don't we get into the review of viewing the actual subwoofers in action? So this way it kind of gives you some perspective of what the subwoofer is doing and actually the same scenes of some movies that we're going to be playing. So this way it kind of optimizes the viewing experience for people. So this way they know the difference between sealed and what that ported subwoofer does.
Yeah, let's cue the demo. All right, Ralph, that was a pretty cool demonstration there, and hopefully our viewers got something out of that. But I think what we'll try to do to help you out, like we said earlier, is we're going to give you our listening impressions of both subwoofers during that demonstration. So, Ralph, I think what you can do is maybe you start first with what you experienced with playback between the ported and the sealed sub, and then I'll go ahead and chime in too.
Well, let's start out with the ported sub first. Now, ported sub, obviously, when we were listening to it, it had a lot more output, believe it or not. I had a little bit more low-end extension when we were watching movies, bro. I really didn't have to fine-tune it because, even though it has built-in the SVS app, which is awesome. Sealed, that was a little bit tricky because, when we were listening to it, the subwoofer was moving a lot more, I felt like, but I felt like that wasn't getting enough power, enough chest pounding. I was getting more tighter bass with the sealed subwoofer.
Yeah, Ralph, I would agree with some of the stuff you said. So let's start with the ported subwoofer. I would agree with you that it did sound like it was louder. I can feel the bass response that was coming out. So it definitely hit some more low frequencies. The other thing too is that when, like during those scenes as well, the bass was extended. Beyond the scene, it just kept going. I think that's great for certain scenes, and then for people that kind of like that, I'm sure they appreciate ported subs. With the sealed one, I want to say that it was more precise of a feel base.
Yes.
Like when you watched it on screen and when the action was happening, you got that immediate bump, and then and that was it. So it was like much closer to realism than sort of like that artificial
bass. Yes.
Artificial bass. When it came to music, it just sounded more natural. With the ported, it overwhelmed like the treble and the mid range. And Ralph, I think this segues perfectly into our next part of this video, which is when to choose one over the other. So let's start with you, Ralph.
I'm going to start out with the sealed. Sealed, honestly, best for music. It's really, really good for music. And the other thing too that's really nice about it is the form factor. It's smaller size. You can put it in a corner, fine tune it, and you have some really good stereo speakers, and then just play it. That's one thing that's really good about the sealed subwoofer. I have a sealed subwoofer myself. I got the SB-1000 sitting right next to my Arundel speakers. The reason why I went with the big boy over here is because my speakers are already huge. Now, if I have smaller speakers, I'm going to go with the ported, because the reason why is because I want more output through bass. Those smaller speaker sizes really can't go, down to a lower frequency. If you're more into home theater and you want that chest pounding, you just want that punch, just go with the ported. There's no debate on that, honestly. Yeah, so bro, what are your thoughts on these?
Like I said earlier, when it comes to realism, I think the sealed subwoofer is the best choice.
Absolutely.
And that might be okay for a lot of home theater people. It comes down to a couple things. Like, what are you listening to most? Is it mostly home theater, or is it a combination of home theater and music? And then it's also the room size too, because a ported sub may be too much for the room, and you might need to go with a sealed sub because that's probably the best option you go with. I never really liked the debate to begin with. I think I caught onto it when I was a long time ago. I was like, oh, ported has got to be better than a sealed subwoofer. And then after getting into just home theater and listening to music and just having like a lot of different types of systems over decades, I don't even know why it's a debate to begin with.
I don't know it either.
Because it really just comes down to what makes the most sense for you. I can't say that a ported is better than a sealed and a sealed is better than a ported overall. They're both good for specific thing. But yeah, I mean, as far as the debate in general, there's really no debate.
There's really no debate.
I mean, there's a reason why these companies continue to make a ported and a sealed sub.
My experience is a tie, to be honest with you.
But you know what, Ralph? I think that concludes our video.
Absolutely. Make sure you like and subscribe and hit that notification button.
And as always,
keep it hi-fi.